DJ Xogz.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Finally, man, you're here, man.
I know.
Finally, you're here.
I had to make it.
Man, we're so glad to have you, man. You know,
It just takes you from 100 to 1 million.
yeah, this is the baddest DJ.
Oh, yeah, man, I appreciate that.
I mean, before we start, I have to say this. This is one of the phenomenal baddest DJ in Atlanta, Georgia.
Man,
if you are out there, you want to do something, you don't hook up with DJ Xogz, man.
That's very humbling.
Your
man.
party
That's
is trash, man. Your party is trash.
No Xogz, no party.
No Xogz, no Xogz, no party for real. No, listen. I'm not here just saying it, right?
Yes, sir.
People who know you can testify to that.
Yeah.
So I'm not just exactly.
I guess.
Snow is here. Snow can testify, and people who see you, you know, in our show, they can say, "Wow, DJ Xogz, man."
Yeah.
So I hope wherever you are, I hope, man, you hook up with DJ Xogz.
Man, I really appreciate that.
If you have party going on, if you have anything going on, this is the right man right
that's
here.
very humbling, man. Thank you.
We're so happy to have you here, man.
It's my pleasure, man.
Yeah, we here to talk about your journey.
Right.
Because for us to give you an invite, you know, to be here, it means you have
You have made so much mark. We've seen your son.
Oh man, yeah, people can really.
I would assume so, but I'm just saying. But it's a privilege, and I'm truly. You know, every time you have a guest on the podcast or the show, they always say, "Oh, I'm privileged to be here." And it's like a script.
Yeah.
But for me, genuinely, I'm really glad to be here. And the fact that you always like to say, "You come talk on the podcast," I'm like, "What do I have to offer?"
Yeah.
You know, I guess maybe I lack a little bit of self-love. I don't know.
No, you don't. You lack nothing, man.
But I'm glad to be here.
You're complete. You're complete. We're so glad to have you. So we can stress that enough.
Yes,
we
sir.
can emphasize that enough. But you know, truly, and genuinely, we are so glad to have you.
Yes,
and
yes, sir.
you know, talking about DJ Xogz,
Yes, sir.
I just want to start with this introductory part of DJ Xogz. Tell us more. Who is this fucking DJ Xogz?
Wow, that's gonna be a mouthful. There's gonna be a lot of episodes to the man who everybody knows as DJ Xogz.
Yeah.
So first of all, Xogz is not my. I'm sure everybody probably know that, but that's not my government name. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I was actually given Xogz. My spouse gave me that name.
Okay.
When I decided to actually start DJ, it was not a decision that I made. People made it for me because they saw the passion that I had for music.
Yeah.
Okay.
So before now, did I ever want to be a DJ? No. But have I always been into music? Yes. But it was something that I did not pursue. It was something that you call a passion that I did not recognize, right? And I feel like passion is something that you can do whether you're getting paid, whether you're being valued. You really just don't care. Or there are people who like to cook. When they're happy, they cook. When they're sad, they cook. When they're getting paid to cook, they cook. When they're not getting paid, they cook. Because it's something that just enjoys a part of them.
Yes.
So I never knew this until I became a fully grown adult, knowing that I've always been into music. It's crazy that
Like at what age?
I decided to become a DJ.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Professionally, becoming a DJ was 6 years ago.
Okay.
6 years ago.
And before that?
Before that time, I was playing with it with virtual DJ. I was just having fun on my laptop.
Okay.
Not even thinking about the party, nothing. And I'm gonna reveal a lot of stuff about myself that people would not recognize. That is that even the truth?
That would be nice,
right?
Yeah.
Is that really that don't make no sense?
Yeah.
You play because you probably think that you have 2 or 3 decades of DJing. It's not even close, right? First of all, my first degree was mechanical engineering.
Yeah,
which is very weird, right? And do I regret that? Absolutely. I
was in the US or in Nigeria?
In Nigeria,
Okay.
right? So I became a mechanical engineer because at that point in time, what I really wanted to be was a petroleum engineer, right? I didn't want to be I liked business. I wanted to be a medical doctor. But I was true to myself to realize that I cannot be a medical doctor. Do I have the passion to help people? Yes. But then I was true to myself to understand that if I decided to become a medical doctor, I would be a broke medical doctor. And this is the reason why. I love people. I would categorize myself as a kind person. Genuinely, not to chase clouds. Genuinely, I can't stand anybody getting hurt. Right? The only way I will make money as a medical doctor is if I never start my own practice. Because if I have my own practice, I can't. So I'm Nigerian, like you probably know.
Yeah.
It's more like a practice in Nigeria that most medical institutions would not render care to a patient if you don't make some kind of deposit.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when it's just enough because people are not truthful. They'll say, I'll pay you, but they will never come back. But I don't think I have it in me as a person to reject anybody medical care because you don't have a deposit. Because you could literally lose your life. And we've seen cases like that on social media.
Yes.
Right? And I think there was one I saw recently when a man lost his pregnant wife because he didn't have a deposit to make, right? I can't stand to do that. But how many of that can you do? It's the reason why I made that statement that I would have been a broke medical doctor. And so, it's blood, seeing people bleed. I'm going to be emotional. Like, I would be that doctor when somebody lose their life, I'll be crying. And I don't think that would be professional. So I left that. Do I like business? I still do business on the side today. But full-time, it wasn't really me. And then, now, growing up in Nigeria, education for most people was something that was going to bring prestige to your family. So two things. Either it brings prestige to your family or it creates a pathway to better income for you. So that's why when you say, I want to become a doctor, like, man, doctors get paid a lot of money. That's a good cause. Not even knowing if you like that, that trade, basically. Your dad would say, I don't want to be a lawyer because I want to go to my village meeting and say, my son is a lawyer, right? So sometimes they channel you to be that person, becoming a doctor, an engineer. Back in the days, those are the three top: a lawyer, becoming an engineer, or a doctor.
Yeah.
Those are like the three niches that you have to be.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, I became an engineer, but I didn't want to be a mechanical engineer. I wanted to be a petroleum engineer. Why? Because when I was in high school, here they call it middle school, third year of middle school, I had a teacher, Uncle Atiti, and he taught me petrochemicals, right? He taught me organic chemistry. He spoke to me about crude oil, how Saudi Arabia was so rich in crude oil, Iraq, and how much money that natural product makes for the country. And so it got me interested into it. Like, wait, so if I become a petroleum engineer, I can, make that much money. Yeah. So even when I graduated as a mechanical engineer, I still chased occupation with Baker Hughes, F, NNPC. I did interviews for them, but it was not successful. So I got a job in a procurement company, right? And that's how I started working, and that's how I started traveling abroad to Switzerland, sourcing for products with Unilever. If you know Unilever back in Nigeria, the producers of Maggi, Lipton tea. So it was my company at the time that was supplying the tea bag, the thread, the MSG, the monosodium glutamate, and we use vegetable fat, HVS. So we got those from Singapore, from a company called Wilma. I don't know if I can mention names, but that's what I did passionately. Yeah. So, and then eventually we got into some problems with the government, with the company. They shut us down for a couple months. And then I delved into, there was this trade at the time called MMM, right? I don't know if anybody remembers MMM. So I was one of those victims, right? And so even though I had a lot of international badges, right? From traveling for work, I had all my visas there. The funny thing is I was never pro Japa, right? Yeah. The Japa culture was never, I was very, very pro Nigeria. Like, this is my country, I'm not going anywhere. But I'm not going to blame the country, say, I got failed, the country failed me, but maybe I got a little bit impatient. I just didn't have the time to wait and find out what the country has to offer. Yeah. Because time was going. I was a young man, I had so much energy. Like, I don't want to keep trusting this country. So I think I fell out of love at some point, and I started thinking about me instead of the country, which is one of the things that made me leave the country. Okay. And I, moved over to the United States. Luckily for me, my wife at the time was living here, so American. So it was easy for me to transition over. Now, how did I become?
Did you get married back home in Nigeria?
No, I got married here.
Okay.
But I was coming several times
okay.
to the United States, and so eventually, we got real serious. Okay. So, but at the time I was not very sure until I got into problems with MMM, lost all of my investments, a lot of money. Yeah. I still remember my password today. I still remember the website triplem-nigeria.net. I still remember my password.
Was one of the
my password was I love fashion. That was my password. You can hack it now. If you can, go ahead. So I lost a lot of money, and it really broke me, right? So, and at the time was, my company wasn't doing so well because we got problems. We got shut down for some unpaid taxes way before I got hired.
Yeah.
I was the BDM then, and so when eventually I moved to the United States, now I'm a mechanical engineer. What am I going to do, right? So go back to school, get a master's degree in mechanical engineering. I didn't like the fact I was a mechanical engineer because it was not my first choice, right? How did I even get mechanical engineering? Because I wanted to go to Uniben, the University of Benin. I didn't get the admission. My second choice was the University of Ile-Ife. Second year, I did not get in. So my third year, now at this time, my little brother already caught up with me. So now my mom's like, listen, just go to Abruzali University. You don't have to do foundation. This boy is coming, you can't, they don't. So then that's how I got into Abruzali University. Obviously, they didn't have petroleum engineering. They had electrical, mechanical, civil engineering, and I think some of that course though. So I got to, mechanical engineering. So now I'm in the United States. I got a job as a tech with Comcast, Xfinity.
Yeah.
So I rose from becoming a technician to becoming the supervisor. So I started training techs. Now, while all of this is happening, there was something that remained constant all my life. From when I was a kid, when I mean a kid of 5-6 years old, there was one thing that remained constant. I wanted to become a businessman. I wanted to become a medical doctor. I wanted to become a petroleum engineer. I never thought about doing music because I'm a Christian. Yeah. I've always been in church. The only thing that remained constant was me being in the music scene, from singing in the choir, from gradually becoming the choir leader, now becoming the music director, and then organizing concerts, teaching myself how to play the drums, and then my big brother Reviver, the CEO of Frenzy Band, he taught me how to play the saxophone, and then Samson taught me paradiddles on the drums, so I got so much better, and then I started playing the conga drums, and then, so all my life, I've always been to music, but I never knew that you could build a whole career from music.
Yeah.
Do I have the voice to sing? I can hear the different parts and teach the parts, but I can't sing it, right? And so I can direct music, I can direct, the progressions and all that stuff, but I can't sing it. But I loved the music, right? So it never became, it was never an ambition for me to become an artist, right? Producer, I tried it, but it wasn't really my style. I didn't enjoy it. Yeah. And I feel like if you don't enjoy nothing, you can start, but you're going to fall off with that one eventually. Yeah. You truly have to enjoy it. But I like being the music scene. I'll play the drums for days. And I never charged for my services. Never did. And that's another conversation. I know it's big right now in the gospel scene. And that's, I believe you shouldn't charge. But that, again, let me not get into that. And I can give you many reasons why. So you might have the gift, right? That's what you're giving, right? Yeah. To Christian. If you know how to play the drums, how much is the church going to pay you, right? Go charge somebody outside and they come and play. I'm a DJ now. I've DJed for many churches that I don't have to charge them for it, right? Because how many events are you going to do anyways? So the only thing that remained constant all my life was that music, but I never knew. So virtual DJ, when I started playing with that software, it was for fun. It was fun. We're just having a good time with my phone. You know what's crazy? When I was in Lagos, my church, the Waterbrook Church, or the present house, my pastor, Pastor Tom Rapple, when I was in my group, every time they had parties for the group, they always make me play the music. And I would just use no equipment, no controller whatsoever. It's crazy. I bought my first controller when I moved to the United States. The first time I ever bought my controller was in 2017 or 18. It was a $200 controller called Nomad. Mm-hmm. And I bought it from Getter Center a couple of days after I took it back because I wasn't ready for it. So the virtual DJ, I was always playing with it. And my name at the time, do not call me this name because I will not answer you, was DJ Broken Bottles. Right? It was a nickname that...
Who gave you that name?
Theophilus. Theophilus was a member of my show in the same group. He nicknamed me DJ Broken Bottles. Yeah. And obviously, I was knowing what I know now, what I was doing on that virtual DJ was absolute crap.
Yeah, that should be your real name. Because anything you're playing, people break bottles, dance, and all that. That should be your real name, not Xogz.
That's why if you call me that name, I will not answer. So he nicknamed me Broken Bottles. But I remember those parties that people were dancing. And know what I know now? Maybe it was just because I've been in music all my life.
Yeah.
Maybe the selection was good. They enjoyed it. But I was like, I could have done so much better like I'm doing now. Better in comparison to what I did back then. And so Chovelo called me DJ Broken Bottles. But it never really made sense to me that, dude, why don't you just be a DJ? He never. So I got in here, still got a regular job, got more certifications. And then it was not until 2019 when I moved from Houston, Texas to Atlanta. It was my cousin, Samui. He graduated from medical school.
Yeah.
And so same year, his dad, my uncle, got his master's degree. So they're going to celebrate on that same day.
Okay.
So my cousin, which is like my family girlfriend, Ade Pompom, shout out to Finger Huts, she paid, knowing that I was a DJ, I said, I don't have equipment, but I shall have a controller. But if you can pay somebody to set up the equipment, then I can play.
Yeah.
And then she reached out to a DJ, he's an OG in this city, Larry Mike. So she reached out to him and said, set up the sound for my cousin to play. You know, he set up the sound was so good, and I started playing. So this was going to be my first major event. But again, I'm just going to have fun. I'm playing for my family, right? And then I started DJing, and I remember very vividly my uncle's wife. She was in charge of every single thing, right? Because she's a husband and a stepson.
Yeah. And
then she was busy trying to put stuff, but at some point she said, I can't keep doing this. I'm going to dance. The music is so good. She said that. I remember Auntie Imose. She said, I can't do this. If there's no food, I don't care. There's no drink, I don't care. The music is good, I'm going to dance. And I DJed until the point where my cousin had to turn off my controller because I didn't want to stop. And from that day, Uncle Larry Mike said, hey, I'm a DJ. I'm getting tired of this stuff. Do you have, some time? I have an event coming up next week. And that's how my career started. And that was it.
Interesting.
So the DJ Xogz, it's crazy. The DJ Xogz people know now. So when I play now, people feel like, oh, this guy will not do this thing like 10 years, 12 years. No, it was 2019. And my first gig was for my family. 2019. So barely 6 years into the game. So right? But is it easy? So now I think that the influence on my style of music is because of how much time I've spent in the music scene, organizing concerts, setting up, arranging songs for the choir, doing some mad transitions between some temporary music, songs that should not be a praise song, you switch over, bring some percussion. I was paying instrumentalists. Like I want 3 talking drummers. You play the beat, you play Omele, you play. So I will have a bassist in church, like I want two bassists. So one can play background, one is, just do some riffs on the back. So it was something I'll have 16 people out of my own pocket. There was one time I did a concert in my church back then, and my bishop at the time, he was so surprised at then I was way younger than this. He was so surprised. He took every single offering of that day, called the seat, said, I don't know how much you spent, but take this money back.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I was doing all of this stuff. Till today, how much I charge for my event is, again, it's a privilege, and I'm saying this to be very candid. Every time I get paid to do a gig, it feels like it's free money. Because genuinely, I love doing this.
Yes.
Genuinely, I love doing this. Right? And it's reflected on how people value me. As recent as 3 days ago, I did an event on Wednesday for one of the owners of a university here in the city. And it was his wife's birthday. And he said, how much am I going to pay you? I don't know why I told him this. I said, it's a Wednesday. So you know what? I'm not going to charge you. Right? I'm not going to charge you. Just send me the address and I'm going to be there. And I did pull up at the time. I pulled up and I did the event. Now, what I got from that event, I would not even have charged for. To put in perspective, it's a house party. I won't charge you $1,500 to DJ in a house party. To me, that's ridiculous. But anybody can do it. It's a house party. What? 1 speaker, 2 speakers, right? Yeah. And I would not charge $1,500. I would not charge you $1,200. I would not even charge you $1,000. Some very rare cases, maybe the most $1,000 for a house party. But I did that event on a Wednesday, and I went home with $1,500. Just to put it in perspective, and I did not charge this client. Like in my mind, on the Wednesday, when I clock out from my regular job, I'm just lounging. Maybe do some more courses on Udemy, or build some more infrastructures on my home lab environment at home, or I just relax with the family.
Yeah.
But on the Wednesday, see how much money I made, right? So, and this is what my passion is paying for me.
So you're saying that this DJing this is your heart.
So I think the profession called me. To be honest with you, I never nurtured the idea, not as recent as 5-6 years ago, of becoming a DJ. Never, ever. Like one day I'm gonna be a DJ. It never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
I did that event for my family, and when that was done, Uncle Larry Mike said, "Wait, are you new?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm new. I just got into the city." "Okay, I have this event. Can you come DJ at this event?" And I went to that event, did my thing, and they called me again. So I did it for about 2-3 years. I have no business card. My Instagram was still my personal Instagram. Like, to me, it was just like, people call me a DJ, and some folks will be, "Man, you're the best DJ in AT." I'm like, "Man, that's cap, man." Like, I'm enjoying the music.
Yeah.
And because I have a very good taste in music, I feel like if I'm enjoying the music, there's the 85% chance that you would enjoy the music.
Yeah.
Right? Because I believe in the counts. DJing it's easy, it's fun. Like, why would you not like music?
Yeah.
Right? So if I'm playing one music and I'm keeping this count, the next song I have to keep that same count. That's it. If we can get more technical, making sure the next song have the same key, the beat match, it's fun. It's enjoyable. That's why, if anybody's ever been to my party, there is one thing that you cannot take away from me, and that is I enjoy the party.
No, that's true. Absolutely.
Like, you will see me that this man is enjoying himself.
He's gonna dance with you.
Because I will dance.
He will dance with you.
I will enjoy myself. And sometimes that is very contagious. Some folks don't know how to dance.
Yeah.
But when they see people, if you don't know how to dance, watch a dance video. If those dancers can really, really dance, catch yourself. Before you know what's going on, you're nodding your head, you're tapping, you're moving, but you don't know what you're doing, but it's contagious. So I feel like you may have the skills. People can tell if you enjoy the music.
Yeah.
Some people can tell that this is just a job for you. Yes, does the DJ profession now, does it pay bills?
Yeah. That's another
Absolutely. So that's not my main income, as crazy as it may sound. For right now, I think I'm booked from now till the end of August, every single weekend, right?
Yeah.
From now, I think I had like 2 weeks break, then September goes crazy till November. But I still have a regular job. I work IT. I'm a big data analyst, using one of the biggest monitoring tools called Splunk, and now we have Cribble and Exabeam, right? So that's my 9 to 5. Right, I work remote. See, mechanical engineer turned IT. See, that's a whole nother transition, a whole nother conversation. But I know how much I earn from my regular 9 to 5, and sir, I can promise you that there have been months that I earned twice. I'm not saying every month.
Yeah.
Some months are really slow. Like the month of March was really slow because the Muslims, they were doing their fasting, so the parties was not a lot.
Yeah. Especially
in our Nigerian community.
Exactly.
Right? And so there have been months where I earned twice of what I earned from my 9 to 5 just from DJing. And I'm not DJing every single day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing one wedding, $3,000. I'm doing a wedding. Some folks I've done a wedding on a Tuesday. To me, that's free cash.
Yeah.
Like, who does party on a Tuesday? But like, now I want to control my crowd. I just want. It's no problem. I will be there. What time are you starting? Say 5. Okay. I just go to my manager. I'm taking an hour lunch, and I set up, put a cocktail, play me, some R&B mix, just going, and I run back to work, finish my coding or whatever. And by 5-6, I'm back. And guess what? Weddings, what are they doing? The exchanging vows. People want to, they want to give speeches. The bride wants to get all emotional. Dude want to say something. The actual dance party is what? 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah, think about it.
The actual dance is 2 hours. The other part is just you giving them sound. Maybe the MC needs a break, you play a song or two. Maybe you want to talk to somebody to get some information, you play a song or two. But the actual time where you're DJing is when everything is done. So I never knew that this profession, being a DJ, wasn't have so much money. Now, there's a very good friend of mine. She's a photographer, Metizi. Shout out to Metizi. She has told me a billion times that I should quit my 9 to 5. That I have no business doing a 9 to 5. And my little brother said the exact same thing to me. He lives in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And then he said, the only reason why you're where you are right now is because you're doing this stuff as a hobby. The day you decide to actually do it professionally, like your life depends on it. Like if I do not DJ, my family's gonna suffer. Say then your growth will be exponential. It was just about maybe 2-3 years ago that I started having the social media presence.
Yeah.
Because people keep complaining like, why you so good at what you do? Why are you not doing this? Why you know it's not reflecting on your Instagram? That's when I changed my Instagram from Sodia1 to DJ Xogz. Before it was just I'll post my personal picture, but none of my parties. I'll go to parties, I don't pick content creators.
Yeah.
Like I'll do a wedding, 500 guests, right? 500 guests, and there's no record of it. Because in my mind, just give me a turntable, man. Let me just DJ. Let's play some music. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
But people say you can monetize this stuff. You know how to talk. Well, get on stage and be a comedian.
Yeah.
Right? It's crazy now. You can actually make money from even drinking wine testers. People can tell you the different cases of whiskey, of vodka. It's crazy, but people are making money out of it. You can really and truly monetize every single thing that you're doing right now. So that's why I started looking at this DJ as. I struggle with it, to be very candid. I do struggle with turning this into a full-time business. Do I have a registered business now? Of course I do.
But have you made up your mind?
I mean now of course I have, but still again I would not still see myself as a businessman, right? Like do I get paid for DJing? Yes, absolutely I do.
Or do you still have this fear that if you lose your 9 to 5, your family's gonna suffer? And
so in the IT world, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get full-time jobs.
Okay.
Sometimes you can get contract jobs.
Yeah.
Your contract could be 12 months, 36 months, right? So, and if you work remotely, then you have the opportunity to work multiple jobs.
Yeah.
Right? 2-3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a time I had 2 contract jobs. And those jobs ended same time.
Yeah.
And so transition to get another job took time, took over 6-7 months. And to be honest, how I paid my bills was from DJing, and I did not struggle with it. And I still bored. When I mean bored, when you're tired with money, everything that you're spending on is what you actually need, right? You don't pay for once. If you are struggling to pay your bills of 7, 8, 9,000 a month, and you're struggling, you have 10 more days at the end of the month, that's the time to go to Sephora and buy a cologne of $500, because that would be very stupid, right? Mm-hmm. But I still did all of that, and I did not have a 9 to 5 at the time, because I had that break, because the jobs were not coming, companies were a little bit scared, the IT was just really scared, and especially when companies were telling folks to come back to the office, right? Yeah. So for over 6 months, I paid my bills, lived my life with DJ.
And I think, one thing that is in my mind, I'm thinking like, if you quit your 9 to 5, we can have powerful Xogz house.
Yeah, exactly.
We can have Xogz house. Maybe every Friday, every Saturday. Absolutely. We know that this Xogz house, this is the venue. Everybody pull up,
So Obi's house started that trend. I mean, he made it. People did that before him.
Yeah, sure.
Boiler Room in America.
Yeah.
But I think Obi can't. DJ Obi is crazy. DJ Obi he used to hold a Guinness World Record for DJing the longest set.
Yeah.
Right, and I attended one of I think he did for 100 hours. I can't remember the hours now, but I was actually there back in Lagos. I swore I was not a DJ, right? So this is why this is a passion for me. Like I said, there's one thing that remained constant all my life was being in music. So when I go to parties, I don't have no business going to the DJ booth, but I always found myself going to the DJ booth. But I was not a DJ.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing here?
What am I doing here?
So knowing now, thinking all the way back, I'm like, I just told you, Theophilos Oji, he gave me DJ Broken Bottles. Just far back, 2009, 2010. He gave me that name. DJ Broken Bottles. What was I doing with virtual DJ? I don't know what I'm doing. But he nicknamed me a DJ. And then when I go to parties, sit down with your friends. No, I will not sit down. I want to go to the DJ booth.
So
I want to be looking. No interest whatsoever. No interest whatsoever.
So
no interest.
Do you believe with that you say talent is inbuilt? That when you have a talent, it is there.
Yes.
Something pushes it out.
Something have to burn that. So some people are lucky, right? Some people are lucky to realize it when they're very, very young and they chase after it.
Yeah.
The likes of Whiskey, right? The likes of David, right? David's parents are very wealthy. He has no business being an artist.
Yeah.
I listened to one of his interview one time and he said music made him poor. That's David though. He said music made him poor, that his brothers like Chema H. King have so much more money than he does because he's doing music.
Yeah.
Because his dad is very wealthy. So now you have this wealth, right? Of course he's a big boy. He has this money. He has made good money. And unarguably the most successful Afrobeat artist.
Yeah.
Because since he came into the game in 2012, he has given us hits, at least 3-4 hits every single year till this year. Every year. Some artists have gone on sabbatical. Some of them have slow days, but David has never had one. But this is a guy who never had the reason, quote, to be into music. Why? To do what? To make money? But you can tell that this guy loves the music. He's driven by passion for the game. Another case study would be C. Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. You can tell that Ronaldo loves the game of football. I'm not saying Messi doesn't love it, but Ronaldo loves it enough to dedicate his life.
Be disciplined.
Be disciplined to it.
Yeah.
He loves this game. Messi just is talent. Let that guy not train for 5 years. He will still dribble you and give you 5 goals. All right. So most folks, like I said, Whiskey, he knew how to quit school on time because he knew that I like music. I like music. This is what I want to do. I don't do nothing else. Didn't even bother to go to college.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is what I like. David went to college. He quit. He quit. He stopped going to school and flew back to Nigeria or came back to America. So I think at some point he managed the Mohit crew or something like that. Like he was giving himself to it. Like I feel like music called those folks, right? Because they knew exactly what they wanted, and they channeled it to it. Some folks like me, for instance, I genuinely enjoy DJing, but I never thought about it, right? So that's why I feel like the profession called me, right? Should I just like come here? So because of being a DJ now, I stopped playing drums. Now when I go to church now, I play the conga drum because obviously we have a regular, acoustic drummer now. I stopped playing the saxophone. The last time I played the saxophone was back in 2012, 2011, right? And it's crazy when I say some of these things like you play instruments, like damn, right? So yeah, the music helps.
I think what happened over the years, especially when you were in Nigeria, I think one of the things that happened was that you didn't listen to yourself.
I did not.
You did not listen. So many things, just like you said, so many external factors influence you. You want to, go to school, read engineering course.
As a very typical Nigerian child, I think my focus was, and till now, was, making the parents proud. Yeah. And I think many of us suffered from that.
And
very few of us. What are you talking about? What? No, not even football.
Not even, no, right? Don't even go there.
Like, you don't even have the tenacity or the confidence to speak to your parents about, I have a passion to be a seamstress or a fashion designer. You will look like an infidel to your family. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So I feel like many people from my generation, and I'm not saying my generation to sound like I'm very old, but I'm saying like back in the days, right? I'm not a Gen Z, right? See, Gen Z is what 90-something. I'm not 90-something, right? So I feel like back in the days, it was all about making the parents proud. Yeah. Right? You have passions that you know, but you hide those passions from your parents. There's a lot of people who would have been great footballers today now, but your father beat you for playing football. Yeah. Sure. They beat you for playing football. It's better now. You can see 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds. You can tell, like my son, I know that dude is going to be in music. I don't need a soothsayer to tell me that. Yeah. He's going to be 3 this month. How do I know that? Every single time I bring my controller, he's fighting with me. And for anybody who knows him in the city, for the parties that he attends, for the kids' party that I do when he's there, he does not play with the kids. He does not. He comes to the DJ booth, wants to touch something. He's in front of a subwoofer a 2,000 watt subwoofer is right there. Adults are telling that reduce the music, reduce the music. This little boy is right there. And he's nodding, he's bounding. So one day I was training in the house and I taught him how to count. Now he's gonna be 3 very soon. My son can count. He can count beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can count beat. So what do I have to do now? I feel like I have to figure out what he likes. Is it production?
Yeah.
Does he like to play instruments? Does he like to sing? I have to. Does he want to be a DJ? I don't care what he wants to be because luckily we've all seen now that you can make money from any and everything that you can do.
Yeah.
People take pictures like this, takam,
They make money from it. Let's go a little bit to the real business part of it.
Yeah.
We have DJ Neptune and other DJs.
Yeah.
Bringing out albums and all
Exactly.
that. Have you really thought of all that? Putting things together with artists, do the DJ
Right,
thing.
yeah.
right.
You must, because these days DJs doesn't sing.
They don't.
They don't sing, you know.
It's great that you asked that question.
Yeah.
It's great that you asked that question. And at some point, I think every DJ, right, they have what they like. Some DJs, and I have friends in the city that you probably know, some of them don't own equipment.
Yeah.
Because they don't care about the sound. They want to hear good sound, but they don't care about investing into the actual equipment.
Yeah.
There are some DJs, and I will mention one of them, DJ Majesty, for instance. He's an OG in the system. But he also has a sound production company because he enjoys spending money on equipment and setting up sound. So when he's not DJing, he's setting up sound for other DJs.
Yeah.
Now I have other DJs who don't care about those sound equipment. They like being an artist.
Yeah.
Right? One of them will be DJ Kev, my brother. Right? DJ Nani. So these are guys who have their DJs, but they have their own music.
Yeah.
Right? You will not catch Nani carrying speakers. If you're booking for a wedding, he's paying somebody to go set up for him. Because he's not interested in like sound. No. He probably will tell you, I want 3 subs, I want 4 tops.
Yeah.
But he's not going to spend his money and buy it. Does he have the money? Hell yeah. But it's not something that he enjoys. But he's in the studio trying to produce. He's CK, Nani. Well, he doesn't produce. But he's CK's official DJ right now.
Okay.
Right? So he's always in the studio with producers trying to release a song with other artists.
Yeah.
Same with Kevin, some other guys.
Yeah.
Right? And he has dropped song. He has one of the best indigenous song called On the Low.
Yeah.
Right? It's a great song. Right? You know what I mean? Exactly. So it's a big song in the club.
Yeah.
So he has that interest. And at some point, I say, DJ, if you really want to sell yourself, you have to create a product. And what product do you create as a music person? Which is that music. Again, see, that it boils down to the interest, right?
It boils down to interest.
But the interest.
Yeah.
Now, I have friends who are artists, right? And I have been criticized for this as well, to be very honest with you. Like, why haven't you dropped a song? You don't have to sing, right? DJ Neptune doesn't sing, right? Spino doesn't sing, but this guy has great records.
Yeah.
K White, for instance, doesn't sing.
Yeah.
But he has great records. Great records. So, for me, creating a product, which is a music product, to sell is the only way to get famous. Call all the DJs that you know, they have their own sound.
Yeah.
Right? Because now being a DJ, what am I doing? I'm playing people's music.
Yeah.
I'm not playing my music. So I don't survive without people's music. Right? So I'm not selling any product. What I'm selling is my skill, my ability to mix music together to create a good time for people. But I don't have my own product. So to actually get into that with business, you have to create that own product. What is stopping me from doing that? I guess I'm just not there yet, right? I guess I'm just not there yet.
You just feel so.
Again, for now, I'm stuck within just enjoying playing the music.
Yeah.
Have I thought about it? Yeah, but not too deep enough to actually, start making intentional steps to making it happen. I've had friends like Zadok, for instance, in Nigeria. He came second in Nigerian Idol. That's my childhood friend. He's great friends with. I have people in the industry. I used to DJ for LEX, right? I'm looking for Caro, Yeba. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Now I can easily reach out to you and say, let's drop a single together. But I don't want to do it because people are doing it. I want to do it because I feel like I'm ready now
To do it.
to build a product to sell.
Yeah.
Until then, right now I'm just enjoying. Everybody doesn't have to do it. Like Jazzy J, for instance. Jazzy J, man, he dropped one of the baddest old songs like Summertime, and then now he's just on the on the side. Khaled is a DJ. I mean, that's his name, DJ Khaled. But would you regard him as a DJ now?
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw him on the wheels? It's a really long time.
Yeah.
Because now he has so many products that he's selling as a producer, as an artist. Well, Grammy nominated actually. Has he won the Grammy? I think so. Not so sure. So again, I'm just not there yet mentally to where I don't want to join the bandwagon.
Yeah.
To just feel like everybody's doing their own music now. So let me try to do my own, because I feel like when you do that, you might have a half-baked product because it's not fueled by passion.
Right? Don't you think with all this, I'm not there yet, you are burying this talent. You are burying this talent. The talent is forcing itself.
It really could just be.
What I would have asked is, do you have any big picture, like, not production, but in terms of DJing, do you have any big picture, something that you want to accomplish with this?
Oh yeah. Eventually, I want to have my own DJ academy. Okay. I think I'm going to DJ for life.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to DJ for life, and I'm always going to be in that old me. So, I have 2 folks that I'm DJing, that I'm training how to DJ now. So eventually, I want to have that whole team to where, when you think of DJ Xogz as a brand, when you need sound, you need lighting, event planning, like having a full event production company. That's where I want to go. That's where I see myself in a couple of years.
Yeah,
I've been full blown because, to be honest with you, how long am I going to keep doing this 9 to 5?
Yeah,
it's not the fastest way to wealth.
Do you think you can look into Xogz house? I'm so much more interested in Xogz house.
You're not the first.
Because what I'm looking at is, if you quit 9 to 5, you can be able to go to this exit. Right. Is very important. Something that you're gonna keep doing. Like,
I can show you DMs and messages right now. Absolutely, it's not first.
Like, you can get it. Like it's.
So there is this page on YouTube, Coach FM, right, where a lot of different DJs go there to play all the time. Listen, I can show you my DMs right now in messages of people who truly enjoy my style of music.
Yeah.
Telling me that, Xogz, you can do this. What is this guy playing? You can do better than this.
Whoa.
I'm not in that habit to compare DJs.
Yeah.
I was like, I can do better.
Just do your thing.
But that's what I'm saying, that it's not my top 3 DJs, top 5 DJs, the best DJs. I don't care.
Yeah.
If you come on
bother
stream,
me,
definitely you go on that rated top 5, top 2. That is what it is.
I mean, I understand the ratings will happen.
Yeah.
But the only thing I can tell you is that me, if I'm your DJ, I guarantee you will have a good time. Like I guarantee you, because I'm going to put research into it. I have DJed an Indian wedding before. Does it not sound weird? And I'm like, why would I do this? One of my boys in the city gave me a wedding one time to DJ for Dominicans. I'm like, now am I going to turn down that wedding? So now I have to think about their music.
Yeah.
So guess what I'm doing? I'm not sleeping. I'm researching, because it's not the music that comes naturally to me.
Yeah.
Being a Nigerian, I'm not given to that music.
Yeah.
But do I want to do it? I don't want to shy away from it.
Yeah.
But is that being selfish or being really like, know your lane? No, it's music. Music. Now, Afrobeat is big now, right?
Yeah, right.
Do you know the next big genre of music? It's compa.
Wow.
Compa has always been there. Now, for Can't Be just came out with Burna Boy remix.
Yeah.
Listen to every DJ saying in the city, compa is coming in. In a couple years, I see compa being maybe not as big as Afrobeat in the next couple years, but it has that potential. And I've done a Haitian wedding before, to where it was weird to me. Yes, I have. I've done Haitian weddings, and I came there and I was just enjoying playing some R&B, and then some Afro beats, and then one dude said, "Why is a Haitian wedding?" I was like, "Wait, I'm waiting for the right time." And then I dropped one Haitian music. I can't remember the name now, and I saw people get up from the seat, grab their partners, their legs in between each other's legs, and they're winding their waists. I was like, "Hey." And I'm looking at this guy like, I know you are not married. This woman you are doing this thing with now is not your wife. But this dance is very suggestive.
Yeah.
But that's the culture.
Yes.
Right. So like, this is very nice. So I started that music, and these guys were hailing me, and I'm like, you have no idea. I still have that crate in my laptop to today. The crate is called This Wedding, because my mind, after this wedding, I'm deleting this crate and that's it. But when I saw the reaction of these people to that music, this was 3 years ago. When I saw the reaction, of these people who were playing that music, I was like, music does not stop from where you know it. It does not stop. You have to research, and that's the reason why when I get booked, I ask a lot of questions. Where are you from? Where is your your wife or your husband from? What are you? What kind of music do you enjoy? And I'm looking at your age. Are you getting married at 50? You getting married at 40? Because now in my mind, when I start playing, I want to take you all the way back, bring you back. Play some traditional music that you may or may not have remembered. So it creates an experience. That's the reason why you hear some records, and I do that all the time. You would never catch me play a set without playing some old school music. Because there's some music you will remember right now, it will bring back some memories. Maybe your ex-girlfriend that you used to like. You know what I mean? Maybe some some guy that you probably lost or something. I played the music one time, PDD, I'll Be Missing You. Yeah. I was crying while I was DJing.
Why?
Because at the time I just lost my grandmother.
Oh. Wow.
So when I heard that music, it reminded me.
Yeah.
So and I've done stuff like that where people just like, man, how did you remember this song? How do you remember this song? That man just had a good time. He just had. It's easy to play them. Go feel it. Easy to play because it's easy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you play something like, they pay me, gaga, you will not remember, I was in the trenches that time.
Yeah.
So you remember, so at that moment, if you had a really bad upbringing, it gives you that sense of gratitude. Man, I remember where I used to be. Now look where I am now. What did that one music?
Yeah.
So it's a big deal, to understand who you're playing for and the congregation that you're playing for. I've seen people play, last for a wedding, Why would you do that? If it's after party, you can play, right? People want to dance and you're playing because at the time, last Burna Boy song was the main thing.
Yeah.
You don't cast. Last, they're saying bride actually coming. The bride is coming in, and the bride is saying, "I trust you." Right? I was a guest at that wedding.
Yeah.
I trust you. Play what you think is nice.
Yeah.
Burna Boy song was big that time, and dude just played. You don't cast. Last. On somebody's wedding day when the bride is coming in. Right? Great song. Everybody likes the song, but that's the wrong song for that moment.
And for that moment.
So that's why being a DJ at times has a lot of, you have to put a lot of mental, like it drains. It's not just rolling this music. No, you have to understand the crowd that you're playing. It takes a lot. So when DJs charge what they charge, just don't judge them. From the equipment, from the time they put in and creating the memories for you.
Yeah. How does your family come into this DJ career of yours?
It's a mystery to them because I was never the one. Like I said, was I always in music? Yes. But becoming a DJ, nobody ever saw it. Becoming a pastor? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Because again, I gave my life to Christ when I was 10 years old, right? Perfect Christian, back and forth. But I was in junior secondary when I gave my life to Christ. And again, when I said I was in music, you cannot be in music and not be into a religious institution because they have the equipment, they have the sound, right? So I was always in choir form. But I don't sing like all those children choir they are singing, like all those Osamudia man, what's that girl's name? So I was one of those kid stars singing the choir, singing off key, right? Singing off key, but you should just see that this man is singing his heart out, just dancing, and then next thing you know. They're like, oh, your pastor again, everybody likes you. They're like a church star. The pastor will always use you as an example to other kids. And sometimes they'll give you the microphone to pray. And because I've been seeing your pastors pray, you yourself will now speak some kind of tongues that you don't understand. Like, this boy is going to be a man of God. So if I had become a pastor, that would not be actually surprising now that I'm not a pastor. So my mom found out 3 years ago that I drink. And it was like she found out that I was a robber or like a killer. She was that heartbroken, like, wait, you drink? Socially, I just, shot here and there, like, wait, alcohol? I said, yeah. How? I'm over 30. And in my mind, I'm trying to explain to her, like, man, I've grown now. Let me enjoy some vices. But she was genuinely heartbroken. I remember feeling bad that day, but I didn't want to entertain it so it doesn't become a whole thing. But like, damn, I'm not feeling this woman. Like in her mind, this boy will never ever do that common alcohol.
You said it with just
people are doing, people are doing coke. I'm just doing ordinary alcohol. But that's to show you that the expectations that they have. So when she found out I was drinking, she was really heartbroken, and because that wasn't the expectation that she had. Becoming a DJ, she's been hearing stuff like a DJ, and then when she came, she likes to come in the summertime.
Yeah.
When it gets hot, really cold, she doesn't want to be here. So she actually came to one of my parties. This was my mom. She was looking like, this way can
They
play.
make people dance like
Yeah, like you see this way like this. So, and I'm doing so effortlessly because I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
I've built that skill. And so now when she calls me, my mom doesn't call me on the weekends. She doesn't call me on the weekend. She calls me Mondays through to Thursdays. That's it.
Yeah.
On the weekends, and then she'll be like, if it's very pressing, then she'll call my wife and say, hey, is he awake? Is he busy? So every time she calls me, first thing she say like, oh, are you on the job? You know? And because she's heard many stuff, and my little brother also, I've been telling her that, listen, I tell you first, so let this boy stop working. Let him just do this thing full time. So when I moved to America, the first time I traveled out of America, when I first came in, it was because of this DJ profession.
Yeah.
So I was just telling you before we started that I just got booked to Colombia, right? And then it's crazy. I'm like, and I'm going to be DJing for 2 days. In the amount of money, I'm not going to make it in my land. You know, like my first paycheck for about 2 weeks, it's nowhere close to DJ for 3 hours a day for 2 days, 6 hours cumulatively, with all inclusive flight. And so sometimes it makes me feel like maybe I'm scared. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm scared, right? Like if I do this full time, I could really, have an album out. I could have my own club now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now maybe because I still feel like I have other means, so I'm just enjoying the ride. But yeah, so family have the expectations, but it was never me. I didn't have the expectation of being a DJ. I never had it. So definitely my family did not. Becoming the pastor, yes. Becoming a huge entrepreneur, absolutely.
Yeah.
Luckily for them, that part of, that bus has been checked, has been taken out.
Yeah.
Because business is doing good here and there. Which is everybody does real estate, right?
Yeah.
And then you just look for low properties and then let it grow and then you sell, make your returns and then recycle. Right? And then the more money you have depends on where you're buying your properties, right? If you have money, go and buy in Miami. If you don't have, go back to Nigeria and go and buy. And wait for 6 months and let it grow, you sell, get back, right? So that part has been ticked, but other expectations were just really I did well. I'm not one of those kids that you're not going to be proud of. I still have that respect to my elders. I know exactly what I want to do. Mm-hmm. I have no apologies for who I am. Mm-hmm. And so the only thing is just nobody ever saw it coming.
Yeah.
Like Xogz. Now my parents used to call me Sogi. That's my government name. Yeah. So now they call me Xogz.
Yeah.
You
Can you imagine?
That's exactly.
So in all of this, your story from loving music, playing in choir and all that, and at the end of the day, your real challenge, which is being a DJ, is not popping out. Right. So who's who would say is your mentor as a DJ? You see that this DJ, that's the DJ I'm looking up to.
Yeah.
That would be DJ T.
DJ who?
DJ T.
Okay.
You probably know him from DJ T Films.
Yeah.
Right? He's the resident DJ now of Ibiza Lounge in the city here.
Oh, okay.
He has over 3 decades. 3 decades. So nobody taught me how to become a DJ. Mm-hmm. Right? Nobody taught me how to play the drums. Nobody taught me how to play the conga. The only thing anybody taught me how to play was the saxophone, and that was Revival. But when I started playing, I started liking people's style of playing, and that's DJ T. He's my boy. He's in the city. He's been doing so. He's still a video producer, right?
Yeah.
He shoots music videos. He has songs like Tongolo, Oya Tongolo.
Yeah.
He shot that video. Mm-hmm. Songs like Joe by Jobless. He shot that video. Bakrumo Kojo Dada. He shot that video. Yahoo, yeah, he shot that video. There's a plethora of music videos that he has shot, but he's a wizard. And he's a wizard when he DJs every single time. And I'm so loyal to his government, like we were saying in the street. If I ever want to be like anybody in this, I like my style. His style is kind of different from my style, but again, he's an OG. The levels are not even comparable at all. Like I would be a joke.
Yeah.
Like I would like just kill me for you compare. He's a scratch DJ. He's a battle DJ. Right? People that will scratch with their head, their elbows and stuff like that. I'm not a scratch DJ. I'm a baby scratcher. Right? A little bit of, left and right, that's it. But is that where I want to be? Absolutely. And I'm paying my homage to him, not just by watching him, but I always, bowing hard. When I see him literally bowing down and shaking with my 2 hands, like, I like what you do. I'm your son. I call him my father. And he would like, because I'm trying to get that virtue not just by looking, but by practicing on the side.
Yeah.
But yeah, just answering, simply DJ T. That's the kind
What's
of
your
person I would like to
relationship
be.
with DJ? Oh gosh, your friend?
In the city here?
Yes.
Kev?
No, you made mention of him.
Nani?
Nani.
Oh yeah, of course. So it's crazy. Nani started a group, a WhatsApp group in the city. Right now we have over 500 members.
Yeah.
DJs
Really?
in the United States. Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder we have female DJs and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Different
it's-
DJs
yeah.
go to, Mr. Red Room. I saw some female DJs.
So
the other day.
Nani used to be based in New York City. He
Yeah.
moved down here a couple years ago, probably 5 years, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. That's when he moved down here. And man, if DJ Nani is on the Wizards, you're gonna have a great time. And there's one thing that he does that's very cool. He does not DJ with his headphones. Yeah,
Really?
he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't DJ with his headphones. So you see most DJs with their headphones.
So how does he?
don't
How does
listen.
he change?
Because he
Get
has
sound.
given himself to the music. So give him a 2-3 hour set. He's going to play it off the top of his head. So he can come to a party without his laptop, use a laptop, and he will shut it down.
That's good.
So
man.
that takes a very high level of integrating yourself into your music, into your folders. You know where the songs are. So release the song without cue point. You look at the wavelength, and he can play. And that's a very nice skill to have. Yeah. So
Do you
Nani's
have
good
that
at
kind of what level of relationship do you have DJs have among themselves?
It's cool, but again, this is passion for me.
Yeah.
Right? Is that competition? Absolutely. Some DJs will shoot some other DJs. It's not really my style, and I'm not
Yeah.
saying that to look like I'm a good guy. Genuinely, I can't force. It's not me, right?
Relationship.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. Oh, this guy better pass. No, I better pass this guy. I don't care. Like it's not my problem. The only thing is that if you're doing a party, make sure the people are having a good time. Some DJs will actually look at your set and be like, this guy say, what's the point? Maybe he's not there yet. Give him time.
Yeah.
When I first started, that was people had a good time, right? But knowing what I know now and listening to some of my old mix, I'm like, damn.
And you play that one.
Let me play this one. And people they dance,
Yeah.
because I've evolved, right? So I don't have I don't think, and I don't know, I don't think there's any DJ in the city who look at Xogz and say, Xogz, I mean, I'm gonna get out there, that's stupid boy. I don't think so.
No, right now. No.
I don't think so.
No
because I have
way.
a great relationship to with every single person
Yeah.
in the city. Some DJs are resident
that's
DJs in the club. I used to play in the club a lot. I used to have a night at living room on Wednesdays, but I realized over time that being a resident DJ in the club was not really my style.
Yeah.
I struggled with it. There was the time back in 2020, I was DJing Wednesdays to Sundays, being in the clubs. I would get private events that would pay way more money, and I would turn them down because I have to be in the club because you have a contract or an understanding.
Yeah.
Not really a contract. Most club will not go sign contract. You don't come Monday, they don't like your face, you're out the door.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how you see most DJs in the city. They're resident at Club A. They'll be there for 6 months.
Yeah.
A couple months later, they're not there no more. They move to another club. And then there's a new club that comes out. You see the same DJ over there. So it's just like, when you're respected, you go over there.
So you don't play in the clubs anymore?
No, I don't. So I only
DJ
play for
Xogz.
one African lounge, and it's called Taste Africana. I don't know if I can mention names here, but it's in Duluth. And it's
That
practically
was where I met you.
exactly.
That was the
It's
first
practically owned by my mom.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so it just made sense. Being in the club is fun, but again, but there's one thing that being a resident DJ in the club will do for you as a DJ. It will give you fame, right? It will give you fame because people hang out on the weekends. So
Yeah.
if you're that DJs who've been in the city for less than a year or less than 2 years, if you call their names, be like, oh yeah, I know the guy.
Yeah.
But if you call my name, like, are you a DJ?
Yeah.
Because I'm not in the clubs, right? I used to be in the club. When I was a club, it's over. But now, I can call the top DJ names in the city. When I mean top DJs, the names that I feel like you would know.
Yeah.
And if you check out, those guys are club DJs.
Yeah.
But they're badass DJs who are on the scene, who make way more money than those club DJs. That you will not understand. How much would the club pay you? I want to say, they'll definitely pay you less than $500. And that is me being generous.
Yeah.
I'm being nice. A club pay you $500 a DJ at night? Nah, you're bugging. That's not happening.
Really?
That's not happening.
Okay.
That's not happening. That you can quote me on this. That's not happening. The
Yeah.
DJ, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Anybody tells you that, you are lying, sir, respectfully. But on that same Saturday, I could do a wedding. and be done at 10, 11 p.m. and I've made $2,000.
Yeah, but I don't blame the club owners because
Right?
you know,
I'm not saying pay more, but I'm saying
exactly.
so carve your niche. That's why I started by saying
exactly.
that some DJs like the sound. When they're not DJing, they'll give you sound.
Yeah.
Some DJs, they don't want to touch speakers at all. Like you book them, they'll pay someone else to set up the sound. Some DJ want to be artists. So when they're not training in the house, they're in the studio trying to record the song with another artist. So it depends on what you like.
Yeah, exactly.
I have realized over time that I think I prefer being a private, because then it's more relatable to me. I'm doing this wedding. 10 years, 15 years down the line, when you remember your wedding, you remember that I was your DJ.
As DJ Xogz.
Right? And then obviously the money's way so much better. You know what I mean? So much better.
DJ Xogz, we are so grateful and thankful that you are
Sure.
here.
DJ Xogz! Thank you. That's an interesting segment, man. Man,
So
thank
DJ
you.
Xogz, please tell our people where to find you, how to get to you, and how you can come and break
There's
their
somebody out there. Somebody out
break
there.
their bottles.
Exactly.
Right.
Somebody out there
He
is
said
standing
break
by.
bottles. Don't come DJ breaking bottles. I
When
won't
you say
answer.
DJ break bottles, I say tell them how you come and break
Break their
bottles in their party.
No violence. For my people out there, man. My name is DJ Xogz. The pronunciation might throw you off, but it is spelled DJ Xogz. So that's Delta, Julius, Xylophone, Oscar, Golf, and Zulu. So DJ Xogz on every single platform. So follow me, and I promise you I'll follow back. I'm open 247. I'm a DJ. You think I close? I don't close. Right? But thanks for having me, man.
Yeah. That's nice.
That's it for today.
I
DJ
appreciate
Xogz,
that. Thanks for
welcome,
having me,
Man, we
everybody
appreciate you,
follow
man.
the
God bless you.
movement.
God bless you, man.
Catch you in
Yeah.
the next episode.
Hey, it will be a pleasure to you.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.